Welcome to the Pink Mug, a sisterhood conversation where we get to sit down and talk with real girls in our world about life, faith, and the sisterhood connection that is so important to each and every one of us. Today's episode is a special one, as we will be joined by some amazing girls who are connected to the Design Sisterhood. They are champions of the church and each other, and we know that you'll be so encouraged by their hearts. Our prayer and deepest desire is that you would feel a connection to the sisterhood that is genuine and true, no matter the distance or what season of life you may be in. You, my friends, are making history with us today. So sit back and relax and join our host, Debbie Lindell, for our very first episode of The Pink Mug.
Hello, I am so excited that you are joining us today. This is our first episode of the Pink Mug, so it is an historic day. And God wanted you to be a part of it. And so we're just praying. We've already been praying that the podcast today would just be an encouragement to you wherever you're at. I don't know where you are. You might be at work. You might be in your car. You might be with kiddos in the kitchen. I don't know, just relaxing somewhere on the beach for all I know. And if you are, I'm jealous of you.
Is that where you listen to your podcast?
Yes.
Relaxing on the beach?
That sounds good to me. But we're so glad and thankful for you. You are now a part of our sisterhood officially.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about that today. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about the importance and the value of connecting with girlfriends, especially faith-filled girls in our world. In fact, 3 of the girls joining me today are girls that are connected to my sisterhood. They're very important to me. And I actually, from the beginning, want you to meet them and get acquainted with them today. Each of them have built my faith and encouraged my heart over and over again. And that's what's the incredible value of just having faith-filled girls, right, Becky, in your world.
That's right.
So, Becky.
Yes.
Tell the girls about yourself.
Yes. So, I'm Becky. I have 2 little girls at home. I'm a wife, a mom. I've friend of Debbie's and a youth pastor. So that's really fun. We get to hang out with teenagers all the time. My husband and my family do. And that's
How
what we do.
How old are you?
I will be 38 in just a couple of days.
Woo woo! Look at you, girl.
Yes. 38 years young. Good
yes.
girls. Yay. Are you excited about that?
You know,
do birthdays bother you?
Birthdays, I'd rather not have them anymore.
So throw you a party.
So I mean, I like.
You do think about getting older.
I do think about getting older. It occupies space in my brain.
Just rest in it. Rest in it. Hey, Rakel.
Yes, hello. So happy to be here. My name's Rakel.
We were talking about how long we've known each other.
We've known each other a long time, but it feels like 2 minutes. So
it goes so fast.
It goes so fast. Yes. Boy, I have loved every minute of the journey. Talking about this podcast, the fact that we get to take those 15 years of fun and living life together. There's been so many times where I felt like I wish that other people could hear the wisdom, you know, or just even the fun. But the life-giving, like, joy, but most of all, you know, wisdom, that we get experience every day.
It's like a peek into the sisterhood.
That's exactly
right.
Right
here.
Yeah. That's right. It changes you, and we laugh all the time at ourselves.
Yes.
And that's what...
and at each other.
Yeah, that's right. We talk about, do I have a chin here? You know?
Yeah, let me fix it, actually. There you go.
Thank you. So,
you good.
Yeah,
you good,
talk
girl.
about, so we just love what God is doing, and we love each other, and we want to give you a glimpse of all of that.
Yeah.
And we believe it's going to encourage you. I am 35, and 30 and thriving.
Yeah,
right?
you're
okay. So, glory to the Lord. I have a baby on the way, little girl, and I have another little girl as well, so I'm thankful.
And she's 3.
And she's 3 years old.
And
busy, going on 21.
Perfect.
You probably
Yeah,
see
she
her here at one point, telling you what to do. So anyway, so just having fun. So good.
Hannah.
I'm Hannah. I have an amazing husband. I'm a little biased, but he's the best man in the world.
pretty great.
I have 3 little kiddos, Salem, Charlie, and Mia, who are little firecrackers. Our house is so much fun. We dance and party and have a lot of fun. So
Yes, follow Hannah on Instagram. Her kids are the cutest,
Hilarious.
and they are
They
so
are.
full of personality. We love them.
I was sharing a story with them, a funny story about my little one. We're going on a family vacation, so I asked Charlie, my middle one, I asked them all what they want to do. And the oldest one, Salem, says, I want to either go to meet the president or camping.
Perfect.
So then
range.
yes, lots of
Well-rounded
range. We can make this happen. Then
Yes.
my Charlie, she's 4, going on, like you said, 18, 21. She's like, I want to go to the tattoo store and get princess tattoos right here. So she has plans for the whole family to go to the tattoo store. Yeah, so it's fun. Always
Never
a party.
boring.
Never boring.
Well, I'm Debbie Lindell. John and I, my husband, pastor James River Church. We've been pastoring there for over 30 years.
Awesome.
So great.
Yes.
We love life. We have 3 kids. 2 of them are married. The boys, the 2 older boys are married, and they each have 4 kids. So we have 8 grandbabies.
So awesome.
Yeah.
And then we have a daughter, Savannah, who is not married, and she's my bestie
her.
too. She would love to have been here, but
Yes.
she couldn't be here today. But anyway, we just have a blast doing
Yes.
life,
Yes.
and
All together.
And sisterhood is just, it's what binds us all together.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I was I told the girls they had to tell their age because we're not ashamed of our age. We're working with Becky to help her get over that. But I had to actually get my iPhone out this morning and calculate because I seriously don't really care. I don't know how that happened, but I think years ago I probably cared more.
Yeah.
But you get to a point where it's like, who cares? Just
That's
enjoy
right.
life,
Yeah, that's
live
right,
life,
yeah.
and do what God called you to do.
So great.
And it really doesn't matter your age.
And then you forget
But
about it.
anyway,
So there's hope for me, is
So
what
you
you're
have
saying.
to look. Then you have to look at your calendar and
yeah, I
count
do. I'm
it.
like, okay.
Calculate.
no thing.
62. I was born in 1962, so 62. Whatever.
21.
100 minus 60.
Good. That's right.
So 57 years young.
Yeah, you
and
are.
loving life.
Yes.
Yeah, and just enjoying all that God's doing through the Sisterhood, which I get to lead here at James River Church, and then what God's opening up to
Yeah.
us
Yes.
to just expand
Yeah.
what He's doing here to reach more girls and encourage more girls across the planet.
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
So
Let's do
so,
it.
It
Yeah.
is so
Let's do it.
cool.
Yeah. But have you always loved sisterhood? Has this always been like your jam, your dive?
I would love to say yes, but seriously, there was a time where I didn't want to go to what back then was called women's ministries and events in the church. It wasn't my favorite thing. I'm just being honest. And I'm sure there were amazing groups and gatherings of women across the nation at that time, and I'm talking about 20 years ago. Was in ministry, was pastoring. I did it because I knew that was a part of what I had to do. Do women's events or whatever, and actually took I guess kind of like a sabbatical from it for 6-7 years, and had an amazing person that said, I'll lead the women's program at the church that we were pastoring, which happened to be James River. And she led it for 7 years, and then it is actually my mom. So she came into my rescue. Mom, I need somebody to help me. And she was like,
probably
okay.
had brownies.
And yeah, she probably made brownies for everybody. But she led the women's program here at the church for 7 years, and then she was diagnosed with cancer. Wow. And which is a long story, and at some point I would love to have her on the podcast to share just about how God's used her. But anyway, she was diagnosed with cancer, and it was a severe cancer situation, and so the ball was thrown back to me, and I was like, no, I'm not catching it, no. And actually really did say no to God. I'm like, God, you've got to find somebody to lead the girls here, because I don't want to. Yeah. You know, I don't want to. It wasn't that I didn't love them. I loved them, but it just felt like work to me that, first of all, that I wasn't capable of doing, and secondly, I just had an inaccurate biblical view of what it meant to be together as a group of girls in a body of sisterhood. And I had a negative view of it. Wow. And so, long story short, God took me away to a place. I was traveling, and I was in a hotel room, and we were supposed to go with this group of people to tour somewhere. And I said, I have to pray because I need an answer. Who's going to lead all the girls at the church? Wow. It's not me. And so, God, I need to pray. I actually told the girls that I was traveling with, I have to pray. Right. And God needs to give me an answer. Who's going to lead the girls here? Because I know it's not me. Right. So I shut the door, put the do not disturb sign, had my Bible out on the bed, and just was like, I remember, like, okay, my journal, I'm ready, God. Just show me who it is. Debbie. Seriously. Silence. First hour, silence. Second hour, silence. Third hour, silence. 8 hours.
Wow.
In that hotel room, asking God for an answer.
Wow. When did the tears start?
Yeah.
I was seriously bawling, God.
Oh.
What are you doing? Yeah. I need you to help me with this. And I don't know. I can't even tell you exactly what happened, but it was like, I would describe it this way, like a light bulb went on. Yeah. You know, like it was dark in the room, and it was dark because I didn't have the faith. Wow. You know? Yeah. It was dark because I didn't want to hear what God was saying. Right. I was like, it was like my dial was on, okay, as long as you're not talking to me, you know,
I'll listen.
Then I'll listen. And it was like once I said, flip that switch and say, okay, God, I want to hear your voice for me. You know, it was like the light bulb went on, and it was, I seriously was a different person.
Wow.
I walked out of that room so excited. It was like seriously, he had changed me. And it wasn't like I had all the answers or knew what to do. Yeah. You know, it was like he gave me a love. It was like, okay, God, I surrender to you. Wow. Yes. And he instantly gave me this love and desire and longing to gather girls and lead them. Yes. Wow. Yeah. And to believe that he could do something different than what my picture had been of what that would mean. Yes. And so I started walking out that journey. And I remember saying to God, okay, like, so I did debate him a little bit. You know, it was like, okay, can we do a trade here? I'll say yes if, sort of. I did kind of do that, a little negotiating. Yes. But I was like, even though the foundation is amazing, and my mom was a part of laying that foundation. Yeah. I wanted it to be bigger, and I wanted it to represent the heart of God in a greater way than I had seen, and I wanted it to connect the generations. Yeah. I didn't want it to be one-dimensional, or you know, just to be honest, what I had experienced for most of my life and ministry. Women's ministry was viewed as old, and it drew, you know, 40 and above, you know, and I was like, God, I don't want that. I want to see my mom, who is now 82 and on fire for Jesus. I mean,
dresses cuter than me most of the time. Yes.
Her name's Bonnie, by the way, and you're going to get to meet her sometime. But I want to see my mom in a sisterhood event, standing next to my granddaughter, who is 5, and my granddaughters, who are 5 and 8, and that those young hearts can engage in what we're presenting and be a part of who we are. And just by God's grace, he's answered that prayer.
Right.
Amazing.
So we launched what we called James River Women back then,
Right.
17 years ago, 18 years ago now.
Yes.
And today it is a thriving ministry and connects thousands and thousands of girls of all ages, not only in the church here, but it connects with churches and girls across the nation and even around the world. I got a message from a girl in Indonesia.
Yes.
Yes, just last week, where the sisterhood is impacting her.
Wow.
So cool. And it's just, I'm blown away by what God's done, you know, and my little step of faith, honestly. And
I'm so glad
willingness to say yes.
to hear you say, I didn't love like hanging out with girls.
Right.
Even hearing you say that like frees me up.
Yes.
Because I was there.
Yeah.
I was the one that said, I get along better with boys.
Yeah.
And how many times have you like heard someone say,
true.
I get along with better. I get along with better with boys. There's no
Or
drama.
I'm not a girly girl.
I'm not
you
a
know?
girly girl.
Yeah.
But my sisterhood turning point
Yes.
was actually at Design for Life Conference
Wow.
2012.
Design for Life Women's Conference.
Design for Life Women's Conference
Wow.
2012. Love story.
What happened?
I was sitting in the stadium and going through a difficult time with my family and just, you know, some struggles with a sick child. So
Did you want to be there?
didn't want to be there.
Oh.
Didn't even personally see
Yeah.
a lot of value personally in women's ministry yet. And I was in the stadium and I was listening to a speaker speak straight to my heart. And, you know, as we all stand up together, thousands of women in one room, rising up together to worship, my heart was instantly changed.
Wow.
To understand that the value of sisterhood and that there is so much more than we can do together than we ever could do on our own.
Good.
Yeah.
And your sisterhood story is connected to my sisterhood story.
Praise God.
Which is hopefully
Yeah.
connected to, you know, another one and another one. And
And
just
you're
that chain.
What God's done in you is connecting with girls that I maybe would never connect with.
Wow.
You know,
Right.
Yeah.
so
Well, and
it's
even
just it
yes.
expands as each one says, "I want to be a part. I want to be connected to faith-filled girls." You know,
It's a chain.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's not just that you have to be connected with our events
Right.
here.
That's right.
Of course.
It's being connected with the faith-filled daughters of God
Yeah.
That's so good.
through whatever medium.
Yeah. Well, and this right
Yeah,
here.
right
this
here.
opens the door.
Yes.
Yes.
Mine was just gathering, like serving the house and like making myself
That's
when we
so
first got
good.
here. Like making myself, I didn't know anyone when we first
At
came
the
here.
church.
At the church, no one. And came from a really small church, 200.
Mm-hmm.
And so my view of sisterhood was the one time a year I went to events like Design
Yeah.
for Life. And it was like, that was kind of the view. And then when
Mm-hmm.
I came here, I'm like, okay, Lord, if I'm going to feel connected and a part, I have to get involved.
Yeah.
And so I just started serving up in the women's office and not even like next to Pastor Debbie, but just the women's office in the house. And it was like the Lord just started showing me all of these women that He has in my world that I can be connected
Yeah,
to.
that's so good.
And so it was obviously Design for Life is like this monumental time of the year where we can all just be like supercharged.
Right.
But it's the daily being plugged in, whether
Right.
it's through a podcast or serving your church or visiting your neighbor or whatever it would be.
That's so good.
Yes.
It is
What
so
about
good.
you, Rakel? Was there a moment where you're like, okay, God, you're taking me to another level of realization of how valuable this is?
Definitely. And as you were talking, you know, I really feel like a lot of times we don't like to be told what you are. Like, maybe you don't want to be defined as like a girly girl or boxed into the sisterhood.
Yeah.
But Debbie, what you said is kind of, you know, how you just said God, you laid it all out. Sometimes we can lay it out to God and be honest and open, and it's okay. And all He wants us to say, God, is whatever you have for me.
Yeah.
That's when He starts changing you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I had a turning point, honestly, back in college many wonderful years ago, where someone told me, you know, I knew I had to make life change specifically in the fact of my friends. And I'd heard it said to me, show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
Wow.
Sure.
And that spoke so deeply
That's
to me because
really good.
honestly,
Yes.
my friends were not people who were giving positive influence to me.
Yeah.
And even though they were, good people, I knew God had different for me.
Wow.
And so what I did was kind of what Hannah was saying, find out what God is doing, and I threw myself to it.
Yes.
I gave myself to it.
Yes.
And God brought the people to me. It wasn't like, it was just that turning point in me that was okay to let go of, the people that were like nice friends, but not the direction that I knew deep in my heart that God had for me, to live the life that He wanted for me.
That's true,
So
sisterhood.
I took a bold step of faith. I actually moved across country, went to a Christian college, and made friends who were part of this sisterhood.
You made purposeful decisions.
Wow.
I moved away. Yes, I made
followed through.
That's a
big step of
Yes.
faith.
Big
Absolutely.
step of faith.
But I had a peace in my heart.
Yeah.
And a joy.
Yeah.
And I've never looked back thinking
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
But it was just listening to the voice of the Lord and having that open heart. And He's always, I've never known like what the next 5 years, I've never known what the next 3 months have looked like.
Right.
To be honest with you, right?
Yes.
But God has always one day at a time.
Yeah.
Provided the way, put the
So
right people.
good.
It's never been like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just one person
That's
that God put
Yeah.
into your path.
Yeah.
Right.
Which again, that's why I'm so excited for these kind of conversations.
Yeah. So
because
good.
that's what I've been looking for.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah.
looking for
Yeah.
in that
We
moment.
need each other.
We need each
Yeah.
other. Yes.
Yeah, and I
that's
would say to
right.
the girls listening today, I don't know what's happening in your world right now. I don't know. God may be, through even what Rakel just said, going, okay, you need to make a change.
Yes.
In
Yes.
the girls that you have purpose to connect with, they're not building you up. They're
Yes.
not. They're
Yeah.
not
That's right.
leading you closer to Jesus.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not
That's
that we
right.
don't want to reach the world,
That's right.
but we need to have girls around us
Yes.
That's right.
that strengthen our faith.
Yes.
Right.
So
And
great.
that's very, very biblical.
That's right.
Yes.
I'll just say. In
Yes.
fact, there's a verse of scripture this morning that God just kept taking me to, and it's one of my favorite portions of scripture, and it's in Philippians 2. 2 verse 1. And if you got a pen, you should write this verse down and go back to it. It's 1 through 2. Philippians 2, 1 through 2. And it says this. I'm going to grab my Bible so I read it right to you. Okay. Is there any encouragement from belonging to Christ? What's the answer?
Yes.
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 Yes. Any comfort from His love?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
24/7.
I was
Always.
thinking as I read that, is there any comfort from His love? And about our worship night last night, which we had at church, and just the comfort from being in God's presence in worship and being reminded of
That's right.
what He's done for us. Is there any fellowship together in the Spirit?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Come
what this
on.
is.
Yes. Always.
Fellowship
Yes. Yeah.
together
Yes.
in the Spirit. And then it says, are your hearts tender and compassionate?
Wow.
Well, hopefully, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Jesus,
That's
help
what
me
we
to be
pray.
that way.
Yes.
That's right.
Then he goes on to say,
Helps all of us to be that way.
so the answer hopefully is yes to all of those.
Yes.
Then it says, then make me truly happy
Wow.
by agreeing wholeheartedly with each other,
Right.
loving one another,
Yes.
and working together
Yes.
in
Yes.
with one mind and one
Yes.
purpose.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the deal, girls. God wants to gather and connect us all
Yes.
for the purpose of being Jesus to the world,
Absolutely.
Yes.
of demonstrating unity to
Yes.
the world. I mean,
Yes.
that doesn't mean we dress alike.
Yes.
That doesn't mean we act alike. I mean,
right.
seriously, I look better today than I usually do because I do not do good with makeup. My makeup consists of like 4 pieces.
We saw it.
Seriously,
We
yeah.
saw it this
There's
morning.
proof of that.
I tried to use it.
So they're like, Debbie, can we put just a little bit more color in it? I did not do my hair today. I mean, I am just not. I'm not. I seriously am not gifted at that. And so, then there's other girls that are just incredibly
Right.
gifted at those things,
Yes.
and
is.
love to be in heels all the time.
Yeah.
I don't.
Never.
In fact, we were talking about if you could live in one outfit for the rest of your life, one outfit. That's all you had. What would it be?
Sweats.
I would go
Leggings.
back to Garden of Eden. Just saying. Wouldn't it be so much simpler?
Hey,
It's how God intended it to be. It's in God's
Serious,
will.
give me puffy clothes all day long. But somebody else will be like, no, I want to be in a princess
Yes,
gown.
right.
you know?
That's right.
Yes.
So we're all different, but that's
right.
what makes us incredibly beautiful as a sisterhood.
It would be so boring if we were all the
Yes.
same.
Right.
Yes. So anyway, this is so fun. It makes me so excited for the future and what
Yeah.
God has next month
Yes.
for us. So hopefully it's been encouraging to you just to hear us chat about sisterhood, and that it is my prayer that you feel connected, that if you have been feeling alone, you don't feel alone
Yeah.
right now because
Yes.
you aren't alone.
That's right.
We're here for you.
Yeah.
Seriously. In fact, they can go on the website, right?
That's right. If you want to learn more about Design Sisterhood, about any of
pink
the things,
mug.
the pink mug, this actual pink mug, you can go to our Facebook, Design Sisterhood, our Instagram, Design Sisterhood. You can check us out on all of those things to find out how to get this pink mug and how to find out more about what the Design Sisterhood is all about.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
awesome.
So do you have a pink mug moment?
You know, in fact, we do. Every
What is a
episode,
pink mug
what we
moment?
would
Yes.
like to do is end our episode with a pink mug moment. So we have questions in here
So fun.
that have been sent in, and we want to. Now this is like a 30-second answer kind of
Okay,
question. So
got
this
it.
is not
Got
a
it.
gonna
Okay.
sparkle whole other
In
episode.
other words, they're going to cut the cameras off.
in other words, we'll play the music off the.
Yeah, the Grammy, you have to walk
the
out.
music off. We'll shoo you away. But we've got a question here, and this question is from Natalie. Okay. And this says
Hi,
this.
Natalie.
You
Wherever you are.
get to
I know.
spend one whole day with your sister, your bestie, your friend. What would you do?
I can tell you what I wouldn't do. That would be my 30 seconds. I wouldn't be shopping. Just saying.
It depends. If she was a really, if she
Oh,
was
if
a
she
really good
shopped
shopper,
for you.
and she could shop for
Christmas
me, that's
shopping.
all day long.
I would be Christmas shopping. I love that.
We're
But
so
not holiday
kind.
shopping.
I would be by the pool. I would be bathed in oil.
Oh,
Bring the vitamin D.
Your
Girl.
sister.
Yeah, and sparkling water. Thank you, Jesus.
Where
I'm
would
done.
you be?
I would be drinking coffee, just hanging out at
Like at a
home.
cute cafe.
Yes.
Oh, at home.
Yes,
at home
with no
in your-
kids, with a very clean house. Can my friend come clean
What
my
would you
house?
What would you be wearing?
Sweats.
Sweats.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Or a cute
Fuzzy
shop.
slippers.
Get away to a cute shop. The farmer's market. I love going
Fun,
to
yeah.
a
Yeah.
farmer's market.
So
just
fun.
hanging
So
out.
That's awesome.
So anyway, that's our pink mug moment. Fun. And
We're
can't-
gonna do that every time,
Yes.
Debbie. So if you do have a question,
Oh yeah.
send it in, DM us on social media, email us at designsisterhood@jamesriver.org. Any of those things, that's how you can get the questions to us, and they'll get in this mug right here.
Yeah. We've loved having you join us today.
Yes.
And we can't wait to see you next month. Take care. Bye.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today on The Pink Mug. Be sure to tune in right here on the second Tuesday of each month for a brand new episode. We would love for you to like and share today's show with your friends and connect with us on social media. Follow Design Sisterhood on Facebook and Instagram to learn more about who we are as a sisterhood and how you can be a part.